Ladies and gentlemen, the art of manifestation. Play the music.
I do also appreciate that it is really annoying to start a week in my life not on a Monday. I don't know what it is about it, but it really irritates me when people do this. But I'm gonna have to do it because this is how terms work at Cambridge. We go over the weekend. It's from Thursday to Wednesday our weeks go. So I have to, I'm sorry. My grandma also very kindly ordered me a chair, so I actually had somewhere to work from home. I appreciate that a lot of people don't, so I'm really lucky that I managed to get this. Hi, hello, good morning and welcome to my first week during Lent term at Cambridge. So you might be thinking, Anna, this lighting is surprisingly good for your channel. That would be because I am not in Cambridge. Sadly, this term has been made entirely online and we have been told to stay at home if we can. I have to do this entire term from home. I really miss Cambridge, but I do understand that it's for the benefit of the country and that it is something that we need to do. Though I must say I'm very happy to have this lighting back. I'm sure you will all agree it is much better than the murkiness of my college room. You know, we win some, we lose some. At the request of many of my Cambridge friends, have been rather insistent, I've decided to give it a go. I'm trying to appease the masses here, so yeah. So today is Thursday the 21st of January, first official day of Lent term. So in true university student fashion, I had a sudden urge at like 11 o'clock last night to get on with work. This morning I woke up 10 minutes before my first lecture was supposed to start, so I'm filming this after that lecture. Today, the plan of action for today is I've done a lecture, just having this little break. I'm going to do another one, and then I have my first Shakespeare seminar of the term at 2. Just been emailed some reading to do before that. I read the play, we're doing The Merchant of Venice today. I've read the play, annotated it, and I watched it last night with my mum. But I will try and bring you along with me as best as I can. Seriously though, why does my hand look like that when I write? So for lunch I decided to make my variation of a chili miso ramen. I just had my first Shakespeare seminar of term. It was really good. It was with a new supervisor, but before I sat down to do my seminar I got some post. I didn't have time to read one of the things that I was sent. Two of the things I ordered from Etsy, some stickers, some scrapbooking. I will probably put a clip in here somewhere. But my friend Phoebe also sent me a letter. She's talking about not getting burnt out and enjoying this term, and it really couldn't have come on a better day, to be honest. And there's a line in it and I just wanted to share it with you guys because I think it's a really important thing to remember. You're amazing because of who you are, not because of what you do. Never forget that. And Yeah, I just think I really needed this today. Phoebe has some wise words. It's now 7:15, and as you can probably see, I am shattered. It's been a day of a lot of hard work. It's definitely been throw in the deep end sort of a day, but I'm proud of myself for how productive I've been. I now have a online mindfulness Zoom. Hopefully it goes well. I have been doing mindfulness through Cambridge before in last term. But it's just going to be a bit different doing it from home, and I hope that it helps. I'm sure it will. So yeah, I have that, and then I think I'm just going to read and go to bed because honestly I'm very tired. So that's probably it for today. Especially because my first seminar isn't until 11:30, which is what I'm doing the presentation for. So I thought it would be a really nice time to come out for a walk. And if any of you have watched my moving to Cambridge vlog, you might recognise this view. It is one of my favourite walks at home. It's very quiet normally. Sometimes you get some dog walkers, and it's such a beautiful view. But I didn't realise quite how muddy it was going to be, and I wore Converse, and I was trying to walk past this like lane, and thank God this lady was there because I was just falling over all the time. And this lady, she was so nice. She caught me. She was wearing a mask, thankfully. Yeah, it's so nice. It's so nice. It's very, very cold. I got the proportions of this ramen so off that I've had to serve it in literally a mixing bowl. Let's ignore how awful I look in these headphones for just a second. So today I had 2 lectures on critical practice and practical criticism. And I was thinking, I have an exam at the end of the year on this, and I have loads of lecture notes, but I haven't really done anything with them. I had this idea to convert them into flashcards. Now, this is a lot of lecture notes, like an entire term's worth, and as you can see from the video, I have quite a lot of lectures in a day. I started, I've done about an hour. It is now 8:30. It is time to unwind and time to go to bed. But I have done like 50-ish flashcards, which is not bad, I don't think. I will put the recipe for these carrot cake muffins in the description. I really missed baking when I was at uni, so I am taking full advantage of having an oven at home. I got the proportions just a tiny bit off with the icing. It's supposed to be like thick buttercream. I think it's because I put too much lemon juice in, because I was trying to like compensate for the fact that I didn't have any lemon zest. But I really hate wasting food, so I've decided just to like pour it on top. They looked really pretty before, but this is what we have now. lunch is the TikTok wrap, but make it pink. So we have beetroot falafel, a genius wrap, and red pepper hummus with spinach and red pepper. So I just saw on some people's Instagram that it's snowing in Cambridge. It's just, I think, seeing it on so many people's Instagrams and Snapchats and things has really hit me with the fact that I'm not there and that I'm not going to be there for a really long time. And I miss all of my friends and I miss the city. I've been trying to I know that work's a bit differently in Cambridge and we don't really get a weekend and we're supposed to work over the weekend, but I'm going to try and be kind to myself today. As you can see, I've been spending some time with my family and, trying to enjoy the parts of home that are good instead of just missing being in Cambridge. Thankfully, I've already done quite a lot of my essay. Normally at the weekend I would be having a major essay crisis because it gets set on the Friday and is due on the Monday, so I have to do all my reading and write the essay and all the critical stuff over the weekend. But thankfully I did a bit over Christmas because I knew that this was going to be a choice essay. I've decided to do it on the plague, quite fittingly. I'm going to do that and some reading today and try not to push myself too hard. So over the weekend I think the video is going to be more just like little clips of me doing things because they're less structured as I don't have lectures or seminars. It's very much free learning over the weekend.
Wait for me, I don't stand a chance without you, girl. It's not like I have to be somewhere right now. Are you crying? Feels like just today or maybe two since I last saw you, but now I won't come back around, girl. You're not crying.
My boyfriend and I have made it a bit of a lockdown tradition while we're both at home from uni to go to this bakery every Sunday and walk around the park with it. It's just extra special that it's a snow day today. This is snowman number 1, who we called Samuel.
I slipped and now I'm stuck. Doggy! Doggy!
This is snowman number 2 called Graham. He's so smiley. We made 2 snowmen and had lots of snowball fights, which is why I've had to get changed. It is now about 3 o'clock, so I probably should really get on with some work. I'm going to do my practical criticism seminar prep, which in this case is a load of unseen extracts which I need to annotate and like 30-page essay that I need to read. I'm also going to look over my essay a little bit and make any changes that I want to make because it is due to be handed in tomorrow. I am so glad that I started it earlier because I would not have been able to cut and enjoy the snow today, and oh, it was so nice. It was so much fun. I felt like a big kid. But yes, I'm going to get on with some work. One of the mindfulness practices I'm trying to do more often is to show kindness to myself. Today that came in the form of painting this little frog and not putting too much pressure on myself to get it perfect. I made another wrap for lunch, this time with vegan cheese and spring onions. I then went food shopping for my family, which is a bit of a weird experience every time because I worked at Waitrose over sixth form. I found this card which I thought was kind of funny. Everyone who knows me knows I'm a bit of a medievalist. Then it was bath time for my two tortoises so they can have a wander around the kitchen. It's now time for me to do my final read through of my essay as it is due at 5 and I wanted to give myself plenty of time to do it and hand it in. I might make some changes based on the lecture I watched this morning. It was on the Renaissance body and my essay is on the relationship with body and disease and sex. So yeah, it's just a little bit relevant. So my mum read it for me the other day and she was saying that like my overall point is a bit like it jumps quite far and I thought that it logically does make sense, right? But no, it's too late to change it now. I literally have 2 hours till it's due. I do love the freedom of being able to pick my own essay topic, but now I'm really worried that it just doesn't make sense. I'm gonna try and figure something out, you know, build some bridges between my very leaping points. I then spent the rest of the evening continuing to annotate The Winter's Tale. I had dinner with my family, which was Mediterranean paninis, and then I had some ice cream while watching Netflix. I was really not feeling very well on this day, so you'll have to forgive Baby Yoda. My mum gave me him to cuddle while I studied. If you've watched my first ever video, or if you know me, you know I suffer with a chronic pain disorder and it was really affecting me this day. I then made lunch, which I ate while reading through my supervision partner's essay, which was absolutely brilliant. I'm really looking forward to our supervision at 3. It's the first one for the Renaissance paper. And yet more annotation on the Shakespeare play for this week. I'm really enjoying this one actually. So I now have my supervision, and for those of you that don't know, at Oxford and Cambridge we have supervisions, which is one-on-one teaching or in very small groups. I'm with one other person for my supervision and it's over Zoom at the moment obviously. We go over my essay for that week, talking about how I could improve it and thinking about challenging the ideas that I have presented within the essay. You have to sort of learn to just go with the groove of it. They are gonna challenge you, they are quite difficult, but you have to learn to enjoy them. I have a new supervisor for this term, so it's always interesting to see how the dynamic works in their supervisions. Straight after my supervision I have tutoring, so at the moment I am tutoring a GCSE student for English. I actually marked one of their essays over the weekend but I forgot to film it, so I'll be doing that from 4:30 to 5:30. Yeah, I hope you're all having a lovely day. I'm sure I'm going to be exhausted by the time I've done all of that, because I'm really not feeling good today, but you know, this video doesn't have to become me complaining about that. In case you're wondering, the show I've been watching is called Nightfall. Thankfully, my supervisor gave me an idea for my next week's essay. As you can see, I have already read one of the plays that I have to do it on, and I have a couple more poems and another play that I have to read for the essay that he suggested, but I've started making some notes and this means that I will get to work on it sooner and be able to have a nice weekend again. For today's bit of self-care, I decided to paint my nails this really pretty lavender colour and have a cup of tea while reading my book. So I think I'm going to finish the video here. It's probably far too long already, so thank you for getting to this point if you've stuck with me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please do give it a like if you have, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content like this. Just thought I would give you a brief rundown of what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. I have a practical criticism seminar from 2:30 to 3:30, and I also have a lot more reading to do for my next essay. I also have an article for Varsity that I'm working on at the moment. I published my first ever article for Varsity a couple of weeks ago, so I will link that if you would like to have a read of it. It was for the arts column and this one is for the fashion column. I don't know what I thought gave me the right to write about fashion. And then this evening I have my first ever meeting with the feminist book club that I've joined. It's run by a fellow first year English student at a different college, and this week we are discussing The Handmaid's Tale, absolute icon of feminist literature. And yeah, that's pretty much my day in terms of workload. Just wanted to say that lockdown is not a productivity competition. Please don't have watched this video and think, oh wow, she doesn't do very much work, or oh, I'm not doing anywhere near that amount of work. It's not for you to compare the amount of work you're doing. We're going through a pandemic. We have to be kind to ourselves. Be honest with the amount of work that we can cope with doing right now. You need to really look after yourselves, especially look after your mental health, which is something I'm trying to do a bit more. I hope you've noticed in the video that I am trying to take time for myself every day to do something that makes me happy. This is your life and it's time for you to enjoy it, not only just work hard. But yeah, I hope you are all doing okay, that you're having a lovely day, and that whatever you're doing, you are happy.